Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video I will be telling you guys which kind of wicks that I use for my candle containers, and hopefully it will help someone out there as well. So the number one tip that I would recommend when you're starting out is buy your wicks in minimum quantity, because when you're trying out different wicks, believe me, you will be trying out so many different sizes, and it's the thing where you're not ever gonna get right first time. Like you have to try out different sizes, and it's a process that we all have to go through. So don't feel disheartened when you bought a couple sizes and none of them are right. Don't feel like it's you. It's really down to the properties of the candle, down to the very wax you're using, to the temperature you're pouring, the type of fragrance that you're using, the amount of fragrance that you're using, the places that you're letting your candle set. It really is a number of so many factors. So keep going and just don't be disheartened when the first couple of weeks wicks don't work out, because it's just bound to happen. So when I first started out, I bought wicks from Amazon. I didn't know that there was different types of wicks. I didn't know that there was different names for wicks. I just thought, it's a candle wick. A wick is a wick. So I ended up buying these wicks from Amazon, and obviously they didn't really work very well. I didn't know what size they were. I didn't know what they were dipped in. I just didn't know. So when I was trying to ask for help, they were just like, oh, what's your wick name, what size did you use? I was just like, Amazon size, I don't know. So after some research, I realized with most soy candles, then eco wicks are the best one to use because of the type of wax that you're using. If you're using paraffin, I think it's like LX or something like that, and there's different types of wicks. You have eco, you have LX, you have TCR, and probably a bunch of others that I don't even know. So yeah, if you're using soy wax, then I would recommend starting off with eco, and sometimes you might need to double wick as well. So always check the diameter of your container and just check the guide. I'll add a couple of the links below so you guys can check them out as well. So here is one of the wicks that I have. It is an eco wick, and it's obviously dipped in wax. You can see the wick string inside, and it's on a little sustainer. Yeah, I have also tried to use unwaxed wicks before, and I just realized that they just burn so much faster, and yeah, it goes black and then it kind of drops into the candle, and it's just not nice. So I would recommend always try and use wicks that are already dipped in wax. So one of my main jars that I use is this one. It's a 180ml amber glass jar. For this one I use Eco 8. Now I did try with Eco 6 before, but I just realized it was burning way too quickly, and yeah, I realized I didn't want to size up too much, so I did go for an Eco 8. Now I realized when you have tall jars or tall glasses, or when it's obviously in a container and it's not very wide, then when it first burns you do end up with a little bit of a crater, but as it burns slowly till about halfway, the flame from the candle will eventually heat up the rest of the glass, and it will pull in the wax that's still stuck on the side, and it will pull it in towards the center. So it will eventually burn the wax on the side. So when you're testing it, literally don't burn it halfway and think, oh, nothing's happened, I need to wick up. Like literally you have to burn it. Most of it probably will take a couple of days, but you burn it to probably 3/4 down and see if it's starting to pull the wax from the side. Because yeah, I realized that I wasn't very patient to begin with, so when it usually gets down here, then it will usually melt the rest of the wax that's on the side. So for this one I use an Eco 8. And next up is this one. It's a very popular size. It's an 8-ounce candle tin. For this one I had to go through so many different trial and errors, because I didn't know why it wasn't burning right to the very edge, and it would go all the way down, but there'd still be so much wax left on the side, and I was just like, maybe I even need to double wick it. But after a lot of trial and error, I did realize that Eco 14 was the one that worked best for this one. Probably because I changed the fragrance as well. Some of the fragrance that you buy, if it's not really from a reputable company, not saying that they're all bad, but it's just that there's just not a lot of reviews, and case studies where people can back up that it is a good fragrance. So yeah, when I changed the fragrance oil for this and I used an Eco 14, it eventually, the same thing happened. When I got to halfway, it eventually started to pull the wax that was stuck on the side towards the center, and it managed to burn perfectly basically. So I hope that video has helped someone out there, and like I said before, don't feel disheartened if you've bought about 5 different wicks and none of them seem to work. It's literally just a trial and error process. You have to be patient and just keep trying out different sizes. And if you're not already joined in one of these candle forums, then I very much recommend it. There's a couple that I'm in. It's like Candle Makers UK, and there's another one that's Candle Makers Worldwide as well. There's loads. Like, if you have any queries, literally just put a question into these forums, but take the advice with a pinch of salt, because you know there's always gonna be people in there that are like, oh, you're doing it wrong, blah 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 blah. But yes, I hope this video has helped someone out there, and I'll see you guys in the next one.